So, welcome to video 4. And this is all about packaging and pricing your mentoring offer. So let's recap. In the previous video, what we did was we created a mentoring system, which is going to be a guideline for your clients, your mentees, to get the results they want. So what's the purpose of this particular module? Well, now what you need to do is to create different versions of your mentoring results system with different price points. And I call this your results ladder. Okay, so why do you need to do this? Well, essentially, there are two sides to this coin, your business and your client's experience. Let's start with your client and their journey. Now, they want to trust you, they want to like you, and they want to get to know you, which, if you remember, are the key reasons why someone will actually want to work with you. But they mostly want to go in steps in that relationship with you. So, as with all relationships, start by offering lower cost and easy to consume versions of your experience that don't require a huge commitment from them. Now, for many of your target market, that's all they want and all they can afford. But for others, more serious about transforming themselves, they will demand more from you and they will want more of your time. So you'll also need to have other bigger packages that you need to be able to offer them. So now let's talk about your business and the impact you make. Let's recap why you're in this game in the first place. Essentially, you want three things. Firstly, you want to make as big an impact as possible using your expertise, your gifts, your system. And you can measure that in the number of people that you impact. Secondly, you want to do that in a location independent fashion without always trading your time for money or being physically present with your clients all the time. And thirdly, you want to maximize your earnings so that you can reinvest them back into your business, but that also gives you the freedom that you want. Okay, so what do we have here? Effectively, we're trying to create 4 essential levels to your system. And we're going to call that, as we mentioned before, your results ladder. Now, we could have more levels, but let's keep it at 4 for now. So let's start with the first one, which is the lowest level, which is what I call the free and easy level. So let me ask you a question. Now, what kind of IP, that means intellectual property or content or experiences, could you give to your clients, regardless of their location, that they can easily and quickly consume? That gives them a simple yet powerful benefit and requires none of your personal time to give it, or very little. It gives them a window into your world, maybe even seeing your personality, your character, and your values. Now, it could be, for example, a simple 5-page guide on how to achieve a result, or an online assessment, some kind of downloadable resource, some free videos about some aspect of your program. Now, it could also be, and this is perhaps slightly out of the scope, if you're willing to travel or get out of your office or your home, some sort of free 90-minute workshop that you run with your clients, done face-to-face or online. I actually prefer them online. So what's the next level? Well, I call that your entry-level product. Now, the objective here is to get as many of your prospects who consumed your free materials, however you promote them, you want them to purchase some kind of an entry-level product from you, which is very accessible in terms of cost. You're training them how to invest in themselves to get the results they want. Now, your objective here is to under-promise but over-deliver, all the while keeping things as simple as possible. Again, to keep things simple and accessible by the widest possible audience. A very effective way of creating this product is to create, let's say, a video series or similar digital experience where you can take them through your system to help them get the results that they want, a very specific result. And you can think of this video series, for example, of a low-cost product, of a product that you could deliver, and how I've structured it. So how much should this cost? How much should it be? Well, I suggest anywhere from $19 to $99, which I would call, it's fairly accessible for most people. Now, you might also, on top of that, want to offer a Skype or a Zoom call for 15 minutes, maybe, to some people that buy this as part of the package. And that's a great way of helping them get started, getting them to actually know and create trust with them, because they may then want to upgrade from that experience into a broader experience of working with you. An example of title could be your 5-course video on mastering meeting presentations, or how to prepare and run an impactful presentation at your next team meeting. That could be an example of a title of a product. So let's go now to the next level, which I think is probably the most important level, and one which many of you don't really appreciate. I call this your transformation product. Now, many businesses stop at the previous level, believing that you can somehow create a profitable business selling thousands of low-cost products. Now, I made that mistake in one of the businesses I created before, and all it took was a slight change in my cost base to make these low-margin, low-cost products completely unprofitable, and the whole operation had to be closed down. It's just too hard and complicated to run your business like that. So your objective now is to build on the entry-level product, probably still promising a similar outcome for your clients, but now giving them more of your time and other support mechanisms to help them on their journey, to truly transform themselves. And this is where most of your business profits will actually come from. So, for example, you could still have the 5 or 6 phases of your program delivered as videos, but perhaps with more depth than before. But each video or group of videos, you should give them exercises to complete and report back on. You could create a forum or Facebook group where they submit their homework for everyone to comment on. You could also offer weekly group conference calls over Zoom or Skype or any other tool where you take questions, maybe do hot seats with people to mentoring them, and reviewing their materials and offering encouragement. You can create accountability mechanisms like pairing people up, for example, or creating sub-teams, and then have them complete the program as a challenge, competing against each other, but also supporting each other. Now, as you can tell, this whole product is a group experience run remotely using digital means like video, web, and conference calls. This is where you really begin to create that portable mentoring business, serving clients anywhere in the world. Now, I'm sure you can get creative around what kind of support you could offer. So, what's the price? What should you charge for something like this? Well, these kind of programs could be anywhere from, I'd say, from $1,000 up to $5,000, depending on the market you're in, depending on the level of sophistication of your offering. So imagine mentoring a group of 20 clients at $2,500 per seat over a 6-week program. That's $50,000. Now imagine doing 4 of those per year, just 4. That's 200,000. You can quickly see how this adds up, where you're also making an impact on a wider number of people. So the final level is what I call exclusive mentoring. And in fact, many of you will understand this concept already, because you probably work like this together already today if you're a coach or a consultant. Now, the objective here is to provide exclusive access to you for a select number of clients. Instead of this being the main way of mentoring, it is now your exclusive and highest paid experience. And as I mentioned before, some of your clients will demand this as they want more of you. Perhaps you'll do this as a follow-on from your previous products, as they're willing to invest more to get faster results via tailored experience. So how do you package this up? Now, as I mentioned before, some of you are used to doing this already as coaches or consultants, and you probably charge by the hour or by the day, and that's fine. But there's a more effective way, and that's to create a package of mentoring that guides them to a specific result over a specific time. For example, over 6 months. Now give a price for the whole package, a single price, for example, $10,000. Now create a series of regular calls or meetings with your client. For example, a 1-hour call every 2 weeks or a 2-hour call every month. And on top of that, add further support like email or ad hoc short calls to support them in between their main calls. Remember, you're still guiding them through your system to get the results they want, but you're tailoring it to their specific situation. You still want to set them tasks and homework after every call, And these mentoring packages, don't forget, can be priced anywhere from $10,000 onwards, sometimes up to $50,000. Sometimes you can bundle them together with your previous products. Again, so just imagine, 5 clients, exclusive mentoring clients at $10,000 a client. That's very achievable. That's 50,000 on top of the 200,000 you made on the previous level. You can quickly see how your business and its revenues can scale up. So the final part here is around the structure of your content in these various different products you've got. You're going to be creating videos and written content and guiding your clients through your system. Now, regardless of the medium that you use, and whether it's video or other, or face-to-face or live, I usually like to use the following structure. It really helps me a lot. And it's the following: why, what, and how. So I like to always start by saying, well, what is the problem that this step, this video, this section is solving? What's the context? Why is it important for you, the client? Then the main body of the content is, what are the key lessons? And keep it simple, not too many. What are the key lessons they need to take away from this? Perhaps use some stories to illustrate this, or an example, or a case study. And the final piece, how? Well, how can they do this themselves? Include examples and give them some exercises, some key takeaways for them to take and practice, to create, and then to report back. So that's the structure I use to make most of my content. So to finish off then, I'd like to ask you to do an exercise. So get out a piece of paper or a spreadsheet and let's design your overall mentoring results ladder. Okay, try and create a grid with 4 levels across the top, and which are and levels down the side. Okay, the 4 levels across the top are going to be your different products, your 4 mentoring products on the results ladder. And then down the left-hand side, I want you to list the different features and then fill in the boxes in the middle that correspond to each product. At the bottom, give each product a price using the guidelines I gave before. Now remember, simplicity is key here, okay? And secondly, use technology to make your whole portfolio as portable and scalable as possible. Remember to ration your one-to-one support time for the higher priced products and to use group experiences to widen your impact. Thank you. See you on the next video.